I'm joined here by the strongest female player in the world, Hou Yifan. Yifan, how are you doing? And how was your experience at the Chess Super League?
Hi, Sagas. Nice to talking with you, and it was a great experience for me to be part of the Super Chess League. I was very happy to be invited to take part in this very unique and special online event. That in general, I thought it is a great idea to encourage the especially young Indian players, to work hard on chess and to have more experience. Okay, I mean, it's a great experience despite the performance of myself and my team didn't going very well. But well, it's a competition, so everything can happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, your team was very interesting. You had like six of you here: Karyakin, Humpy, Inian, yourself, Tanya, and Priyanka. What did you think went right, and what did you think didn't go right for your team in the event?
Sorry, you mean like what do I think of what?
How, I mean, what things went well for your team, and what did not go so well?
Well, yeah, as you said, we have a very, very interesting setup for the team as we have more, let's say, female players in the team, right? Four out
Yes.
of six, and Hum is representing our team to take part in the open section, the strongest section, which I thought it's a it's a great challenge
Mhm.
to be honest, as she'll face either the top grandmasters international or maybe from India, but both, I mean, if we look at the list, are very strong. I think our chances, well, I mean, I think I think I could have played better somehow because I felt like I lost two games, right? And the first one was kind of outplayed. I think I started with some very horrible positions, and yeah, this is the last one. Yeah, the first one, and this, to
I-
be honest, I think I just got a first position at the very early stage. I didn't check it yet, but
yeah,
you
I
know.
think your move e5 here was not so good. Perhaps that's what we analyzed, that it allowed this maneuvers. I mean, sorry, knight e3, and d5 becomes slightly weak. Did you also think so?
Yeah, I mean, just during the game, suddenly I was get a bit bored if I, keep playing the structure of e6, which I did a lot in the previous times. I mean, not exactly the same position, but just this kind of surveilling structure. And sometimes I feel like, okay, maybe e5 could be an interesting idea because e5 before that knight e5, all these are forcing moves. And then, we got this typical structure, which black could have the, chances to push f5. But I think in this position, if white's pawn is on a4 instead of a2, maybe it could be more playable. There's no chance to open up the position, and even one day black may just sacrifice the b4 pawn in case to be faster on the king side. But here after a3, just it's not on time because white is very fast to bring the knight to a5, and it's not yet for black just to start any counter play. So I thought it's a very bad strategy at the very beginning. Though, yeah, I think middle game and end game, hardly there's some chances. I mean, I could try to play better definitely somewhere later, but that's already very random, and I don't think that my opponent give me a lot of chances
Yeah,
to, let's say, to
I
fight
think
back.
her sacrifice with bishop e5 was nice, nice tactic there.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, just maybe later on, I shouldn't allow her to exchange queens. I should keep this knight bishop queen versus queen rook and trying to make use of this light squares before bishop h3. I mean,
Yeah, here.
maybe I should move the knight back to b6, something like that. Just so let's keep some playing when we're playing with seconds. So
Hmm.
but it's very random already, I said. So this game wasn't a good start, and also for my team, yeah. And later on, I lost another game on wrong,
But before that, you won a
right?
game. You played a very nice game with Kostyanyuk. I think that was a very great fight back by you. I mean, after the first game, you managed to kind of trap her rook, with your bishop, knight, and rook. That was a very pretty game.
Yeah, this one I think I was playing fine. I also didn't check, but it just feels like after knight g3. I mean, when the position get into this type of end game and black was delayed on the development and have all the weakness along the dark squares, I just feel like it should be much better.
Right.
I mean, not a matter of winning, probably not yet, but it's just much better.
True.
Maybe black could improve somewhere earlier, like when I play queen c1. Maybe she shouldn't play knight e7 because after knight e7, things are kind of forcing.
Yeah. Maybe she could have gone instead of queen g5, just short castle. Maybe she was very afraid of the attack, but this could have been playable, right?
Yeah, I was just playing like queen d2 and just developing the position because now, I mean, the b2 bishop was strong and d7 could be a weakness.
Right.
And why the problem is the light square bishop, but maybe one day, if the e4 pawn was moved, it should be fine. But I think the main thing is about this d7 and g7, the two weakness.
Right. True.
Yeah.
So you won this game, and then I think came a very critical game against Harika, because I think you got a great position out of the opening, right? I mean, she played an offbeat line. You got a very nice position. I think you must have felt that this is a game that you should have won.
Yeah, I mean, definitely I was trying to play for a win, both in considering the standings of the team as we also fight back. I mean, not exactly, but at least we got some points in the second round, right? So it's becoming more crucial. And to be honest, I feel like the opening choice of Harika is a little bit tricky, right? And also this position, there should be something for white. I mean, space advantage, and to be honest, there are not so much risks that white could, suffer from, despite what I did later on. Okay, so I think during this middle game, I really played something bad at one moment.
I thought your position was okay, and then at some point you made this move g3, which was very surprising. I mean, why did you choose this move g3 instead of, you could have maybe gone to double here or play bishop a5 and attack this pawn.
Yeah, I mean, this is already, I think the position cannot be better for white. Maybe saw he worse, right?
Yeah.
So of course I did something very stupid. I mean, more than maybe one move previously. I don't know exactly one, but at one moment, I just break this balance, like the coordination suddenly collapsed and I lost the pawn. But I think when I play the g3, that moment, it is okay. Again, as you said, I could play rook b1 or maybe double the rook. And I just felt like this g3 is an extra opportunity because this could be a bad bishop on d2 unless you can capture the pawn on c7. Therefore, I was trying to open up either the diagonal of this queen or the g7, this a1 h8. So I was thinking, okay, now he cannot take fg, and most likely the next move. So I'll just slide my king away and gf bishop c3. That was my original idea. But then the key issue is after knight d7, king h1, queen h6. My plan was gf, then bishop c3, but I don't know. I remember that was then I got like 20 seconds or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I saw like, okay, time almost there. So I just randomly pick a king and move to g2.
Oh my God.
What I was doing, yeah. I think that was within seconds, maybe 10 or 20, don't remember exactly. But king g2 definitely, it cannot be the move because I just played king h1, right? And the queen on g5, h6 is bad. So I just gave her just like two tempies. So I don't think there's much to talk after this king g2. But I just, I remembered because I was playing gf bishop c3, and if she plays knight e5, my plan was to play that endgame because I think it should be okay with rook c6, maybe, rook c1. There should be some compensation.
Yeah, there should be good compensation.
It seems move that black has to play sooner or later because rook g1 is coming. But just within that few seconds, I suddenly thought, okay, maybe there's some rook b3, then some bishop g7, king g7, queen b3, f3. I mean, there shouldn't be anything, but I just suddenly felt like, okay, if black has such a move like rook b3, then when she played knight e5, I cannot capture the knight, then I will lose. So that's the reason I just picked another move.
True. And after this game, I think you won a very nice game with Bhakti Kulkarni. I think it was a very smooth game. And I think in the last game as well, you showed your class against Nana Zagnidze by, creating a weakness on e3, then with h5, h4. I mean, you played a very nice game. I think you might be happy with this game, right?
Yeah, this game was fun. Though I wasn't so happy with what happened later when I double my rook on h5 and allow white to develop faster on the queen side. And I think almost one time she could just try to push b5. I mean, instead of bring double her rook on h5 as well. I mean, I just throw away some initiatives or advantage, but I don't think that's a blunder or something.
You mean here she could think of playing on the
Or
queen side?
h5. I mean, she could find something better than, allow me to capture the pawn, both the A and the H pawn.
Right.
Okay, but all these are just like faster chess,
True.
like within seconds. So everything could happen, all these sides. I mean, my last two games, yeah, I mean, the games I won is fine. I mean, it's relatively stable. Well, there's some mistakes as well, but unfortunately, it came late, and since I also played not very good from the start, that maybe didn't encourage my teammates. So I think if this order could be switched, maybe our team performance could also be improved.
Maybe if there were a couple more rounds now, then it could have been different. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have a good team, but just all factors matters. So, but to be honest, I think when I look at the list from the average rating and also the team strengths, the players all are kind of in the same level. So, although it's 4 out of 6, but it's hard to guess who will be the top 4 and also who will be the champion for tonight, right?
Yeah.
But in I feel like it's just a great event with creative ideas and also a nice promotion, and also I believe it will be important for the Indian chess to cultivate the young and encourage the younger generation, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Especially for the young girls.
You said about young generation, and in your team itself, Priyanka played very well. She scored 4 points out of 5, and she was also, traveling from one city to another so that she could play the matches and all. It was a very nice, and she was very dedicated to the event. So, and being in the same team as you surely motivated her. Did you did you get a chance to know about your owners like Suhani Shah, and Saina Nehwal is former world number 1 in badminton, so did you get a chance to interact with them?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
I should have done that, but I was also like traveling within China for another tournament, which Ding Liren he's also playing. We just finished yesterday, so that was also like a busy day. So I should try to interact with my
okay,
team.
I'll tell Suhani, the one who is on the right in the picture. She is a mentalist and a very well-known magician in India, and also Saina Nehwal, who is on the left. She's former world number 1 in badminton, and she has won 24 titles in the world and a very famous personality. So I think your team was very nicely made with female owners, and 4 players in female. So it was a nice. It fit the name Quintessential Queens.
A nice name and a nice setup, or it matches.
True. So Yifan, where can we see you next in action now? Will you be playing any tournaments in the coming days?
Uh, well, not decided yet. There might be something in China, but currently I do not have any plan for the international events. Let's say traveling abroad, as it's not allowed yet. But maybe there will be some online events as well. So I have no idea, and I'm definitely open to the different opportunities.
Wow. Okay. That's wonderful. And you also currently train at the university, right? You teach students, I mean, strong players chess. Isn't that true?
Yeah, that's part of my job as I'm working in the university. And my students now they're also competing one of our national league, which is also the online one. We call it like the City League, and they're having the games almost every weekend from Friday to Sunday. And it's also like the qualifier tournament they're happening at the moment. So I'm coaching. Yeah, not coaching exactly. It's like giving lectures. So slightly different, but main thing is about chess. Yes, and also there are some other duties for my position in the university.
Okay, okay. And the last question, and one that is on the minds of all your fans, is that will you, come back to chess and try to get to the 2700 ELO and beyond that and try to fight for, more things in chess? Or what is it? Could you tell us?
Well, that is a very good question. And to be honest, I didn't really think about it recently. As I say, the main thing is we are still very hard to get the permission to travel, especially when I'm working at the university. So if I cannot travel freely to take part in these major events, you know, only playing in China and with my current job, it's a bit hard to say that I'll keep the chess at a professional level as I did in the past years, not the past few, but longer ago, right? But of course, if one day, because we never know that how things will go in towards which direction. So I wouldn't say there's zero chance, but also I wouldn't guarantee that one day I will come back. So now my plan is like, okay, I would be very happy to get invited to play different events, most of them online and some in China, and then I'll also doing just doing my job and maybe some projects and research and some other part-time job as well. So that is a plan.
Wonderful. Yifan, thank you so much for being a part of the Chess Super League. And because of your participation, the league became even more popular, and the stature of the event was wonderful thanks to you.
I'm very happy to hear it, and I hope that after a very successful first year, which I believe so, and we'll have this happening in the future.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely. We'll have the next edition as well. See you.
Great to know that. Okay.
Bye.